What's up, Philly Sports guys? Pete, that's Aaron. November the 19th, 2016.
We're back.
We're back. We took a week off to let y'all breathe a little bit. Hey, we took a week off. We was at home. I said it earlier. I've been saying it the whole time. We're not gonna lose a game at home. But before we get into all that,
I gotta give you props on that, man. I mean, you honestly said that. And at the landscape of things, I mean, we'll talk about it a little later, but it's looking like you might be right. What's your prediction?
We're on the path to success in the link. So listen, get right into it. NCAA basketball is back. Top 25 came out. I think you're looking at Duke, Kentucky, Villanova,
right?
Oregon, and also I forget the fifth ranked team.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think it's either was it Indiana?
Yeah, I think it was Indiana.
Indiana. We had Kansas, the seventh ranked team, take Duke out. Last closing second shots by Mason.
Right.
Put them up, and then. Hey, what happened? You really can't do too much.
I was hurting, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a Duke fan, you know, I'm a Dookie. You know, that's what we do. You know, since 86, 85, 88. Tommy Amaker, I can go on and on. Danny Ferry, all those boys, Jake Bayless. You know, don't hate. There's a lot of there's a lot of hateration. I don't know what it is. There's a lot of hateration for the Duke fans.
So, no,
a lot of people hate on us, man. I don't know what it is. Why?
Because
what do we do so wrong?
It seems like.
Why?
It seems like, to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is how I view Duke.
All right.
I view Duke as the Dallas Cowboys in NCAA basketball.
See, I don't view it.
But you
I hear what you're saying. Like they're evil empire, and maybe because I'm in it, I don't see it that way. But I don't know. I just feel. But is it because do we carry ourselves a certain way?
It was Leitner.
It was Leitner. Everyone hates Leitner. That's true.
I don't hate him. I respect this game. It was Leitner with the clean cut, the bowl cut. The sweat.
Okay, I got you.
But then he was so dirty and nasty. Like, look, man, you going to Duke? You such a clean cut. Like, you shouldn't have to play like that. You know what I mean? But then you watch like the 30 for Leitner. It opened my eyes where he came from.
Well, yeah, and you
Western
understand
New York,
struggle and everything like that.
Yeah, the Western New York, coming from. He didn't have a silver spoon in his mouth because if you don't know this, but I know Duke is very good in sports and athletics. Duke is a very prestigious school. It's very hard to get into.
You got to have a certain, as far as on the academic side, you got to have certain scores.
Yeah, certain scores.
SATs, whole 9 yards.
SATs.
Right.
But not, just for education purposes alone, doctorate schools is very, very well renowned.
Absolutely.
Also for broadcasting what we're doing, Duke is one of the premier places to go.
Top.
So, but listen, man, look, see, my team, on the other hand.
The Connecticut Huskies, by the way.
No, you can't just throw it out there. Because listen, my team, on the other hand.
You saying it like y'all have a lot of chips like us.
Hold on, Tom.
That's what
I'm saying. See, I'm more neutral. Look, my team wasn't on TV all the time. I saw a player that caught my eye.
Yeah, but that's not our fault, though. That's not our fault.
I'm not faulting
you. Okay,
but hold on, time out. You said we ain't got a lot of chips. Since I've been around, I think we won 4.
I thought you had 3. We got 5.
Yeah, 5 total, right?
5 total.
5 total.
Yeah.
But you take the last 20
years. Correct me if I'm wrong out there, guys. I know.
Take the last 20 years. Matter of fact, you give me the last 15 years. Who's been a more successful program? Who's won more national championships?
It's tied.
It's 3-3.
Yeah.
But every time we get to the Final Four, what we do?
I have to look it up. I have to double check that. You want to take it
to
make sure.
You want to take it there. Every time.
We can go all day. I mean, we can probably have this.
But look,
we can take up the whole time talking about the Duke and
it's not even about Duke and I'm just saying, look.
Okay.
We never lost in the Final Four. Every time we make it to the Final Four, we win.
I could swear you lost one year to Syracuse one year. Didn't you guys play Syracuse and lose?
Ever since 2000.
I can't remember.
Hold on. Let me go down.
It's all blurry.
I'm gonna go. Ray Moore, Ray Allen, Richard Hamilton.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I remember the starting 5 was Jake Voskuhl.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Khalid Al-Amin.
Khalid Abdul. He brought all the chunky guys out there.
Yeah, he was playing.
He represented the chunky guys out there, y'all.
He was playing the flip blue 13 Jordans. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
but this year's gonna be interesting. I mean, of course,
top 25 doesn't mean anything at this point.
It doesn't mean anything, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a Duke fan always, but I gotta go with the home team as well. I like Villanova. They're 3-0 right now. Listen, Josh Hart, man. I'm gonna make a prediction, and that was the best thing for him. I'm gonna make a prediction to you. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, he might be a top 5 pick.
Yo, remember we talked.
Might be a top 5 pick.
On this show, we said when Chris Jenkins and Josh Hart declared, we both said, no, go back to school.
Go back to school.
More refine your game more because Josh Hart was already
sort of Buddy Hield-ish.
Yeah, Buddy Hield. But I'm talking about on the offensive side, he was a very good perimeter defender.
Right.
But on the offensive side, I think he could have did more for the game. He would have came out. I think he would have got drafted in the first round. You know what I mean? It would have been late. I think it would have been late.
More so because of he's a swing man.
Yes.
He's a great ball defender. He's a hustler, and he can drop a couple points here and there. But I think, like you said, and we both said it, that was the best thing for him, as well as Chris Jenkins. I mean, those guys. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Hart continues to play the way he's playing right now, he could be a top 5 pick. He could sneak in, and Chris Jenkins could move up into that top maybe 20. You never know.
Yeah. So I mean, I like it. I like for Villanova. I like what I see so far. But like I said, when it comes time to March Madness, Sweet 16, you know you're gonna have your regulars. Kansas is gonna be there.
Yeah.
You're also gonna have Syracuse is gonna be there. Connecticut may be there. We always start off slow. It's not like the women, which is a whole
North Carolina,
different ball.
North Carolina may be in there.
North Carolina may be there.
The team I think is very intriguing. You don't know what's going to happen is Michigan State because Michigan State lost so much. Yeah. I mean, losing Valentine, losing some of those other guys. You know, you don't think that. I mean, offhand, I don't think they even brought up a big name, a top 25 guy offhand. I have to double check.
Oh, as a recruit.
Yeah, as a recruit wise, I don't think they brought in that because usually, I mean, Michigan State they'll bring at least 1 or 2 guys that you say, oh man, where's this guy come from? But I mean, that could be the team that's intriguing to see. Are they going to be there when it all counts? You know.
Right. I mean, but then as we move forward, for us as Sixers fans and NBA fans, this part of the season, as it just got started, we really start looking at, the projections for the 2016 NBA draft. It's not too far ahead to look at that because, look, the Sixers was just on national TV, TNT, by Minnesota.
Blown out.
They were down 63-33. I didn't even know they was down 30.
But listen, we talked about it yesterday, and we were on the phone talking about it. And I said to you, when I put the game on, the first part of the game they were in it, first quarter, right? So I'm like, all right, this might be a little game, we'll see. And then second quarter, they were losing by like 15. And then they made a run. So I think they took it down to like maybe, 8 points, something like that. I said, all right, good, they're making a run. So I flipped it, because I got to see my boy Cam, like Cam Newton, that's my boy. So I flipped back to Cam, came back maybe 20 minutes later, 30 points. 30 points.
And for me, just to really quick talk about that game, you hear Embiid every time down the floor on the offensive side calling for the ball. The system should run through him. And I think now's the time you see, this goes out to you, Brett Brown, you need to start asserting your guards to say, look, it must run through him. No more freelancing. Stick within the system. It must go through him because that's going to be your highest percentage to get points.
Right.
Every offensive trip.
Question for you.
Yes.
And I'm going to answer too. Do you really think, and this is all the viewers out there, all the family, I call it the family out there, and then I thought about it last night. I said, do we think Brett Brown's really going to be here next year? Now, I know his contract is for another 2 years or so. And it's a lot of times that doesn't mean nothing nowadays because there's some coaches still getting paid and got fired the first year.
Right.
But honestly, if you really look at the landscape of things, and I know they made the change with Hinkie and all that, but does the Colangelo son and father team say to themselves, do we feel that this guy can get our young players to the next level? So the question I'm going to ask you that is, do you think he'll be here next year? Honestly, I mean, he's a good guy. I like him. But do I see him take him to the next level? No, I don't. Do you bring in a mid-level guy next year, a guy that can come in? I can't think of anybody off the name. Maybe we'll come as we're talking, somebody, another coach to come in that has more experience, that is able to, let's say a Tom Thibodeau, somebody like that. I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying somebody on that level.
I already know who I want.
But what I'm saying, my point is, do you see somebody like a Tom Thibodeau, not saying he's going to come, but somebody on that level like that, come in next year to say, hey, guys, this is how we want to play the game. This is what we need to do. All right, we're going to go here, and this is it. Boom. So my question is, do you think he'll be here next year?
It depends on when Ben Simmons hits the floor.
Okay.
When Simmons hits the floor, when Simmons hits the floor, and if Noel comes back, and you have Noel and and Simmons on the floor together.
Is Noel here?
No, see.
In the next 2 months.
I unequivocally.
The next 2 to 3 months.
Unequivocally, 100% say, get the hell out, Jahlil Okafor.
So you say Okafor's going?
He does not fit. Not only does he not fit, I don't think he wants to be here. I saw Karl Anthony Towns' cat take a ball out of his hands off the board.
Good point.
And not only did he take it, Okafor, he doesn't. Look, man, you seem like a really good kid. Offensively, you have all the skills in the world. I just think that he knows the writing's on the wall.
Does he like the desire, you think?
Yeah, that's not the desire. I think he lacks a desire for the situation. Does that
okay.
Make sense?
Okay. I
think he lacks a desire for the situation because of the fact of, For 2 years, we've all been saying it. And I said it to you even when they drafted Simmons. Like, look, all this hoopla for Simmons, even after watching the documentary, all this hoopla for Simmons, you have Embiid, you have Okafor. I said, look, even if Simmons plays to his potential.
Got you. Right.
If Embiid hits his potential, he outshines Simmons. And for Okafor, where does Okafor fit into that? And I think that Okafor really, he's like, okay, well, this kid hasn't played in 2 years. Let's see how good he really is. And then you see it. It's like it's a little dejection feeling. Yeah. And you feel rejected because now you feel like you're starting to get. He's running a lot with
you could tell he's not here. You can tell that this is body language.
So that's what I'm saying. So I think
he's not here.
And I think Noel being on the floor with Simmons and Embiid, Noel doesn't need the ball.
Yes, he does not need. He's that guy. He's that guy. And there's a player that's coming to my mind. I can't remember who it is offhand. It's just let's say this. He's Amir Johnson. Think about it.
Yes.
He's an Amir. And anybody doesn't know Amir Johnson plays on the Celtics.
Yep.
He played on Toronto last year. He had a great season, couple seasons with them. Yeah. So he's that Amir Johnson guy where he doesn't need the ball.
Yep.
He could pick and roll, alley oops.
Yep.
Weak side defender. So he's that guy. I mean,
and he fits perfectly with Simmons because Simmons will get him all. Simmons will get him the ball. He put himself in position to score points. But then, really, being Noel being predominantly defensive center, and Embiid being the defensive center who can just score at will on the offensive side, there's no room for Okafor in that. But to speak to your point about Brett Brown, I think that once you see what Simmons is with Embiid, I don't think Colangelo can make a decision, honestly, unless it gets really, really bad, unless the trend keeps continuing to where at Wells Fargo, when they generally seem to play better, and they keep losing close games. It's not so much that they lose close games in the closing seconds, it's that they look disorganized. They look like they don't have a plan. It doesn't look like he has a strategy.
Well, they're not used to winning. I mean, they're
no, we talk about Gerald Henderson and what he's doing. Yeah. I'm talking about the play drawn up.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking
so
about.
you feel like over time, and I don't know if I'm feeling that. I think I'm giving him a break because what he has endured. Any coach to endure what he's endured, I should feel bad for the guy because.
But should he keep his job for that?
But going in, your team sucks.
So okay, so at So at that point, you said you feel bad for him because of what he's endured. But what if what he's endured and they feel loyalty to him? But what if that stunts the young players' growth?
And I agree with that. I think honestly, and that's a good point. But honestly, I feel bad for him. But then I know it's business, and that business you got to make decisions. I honestly feel that he's overmatched, and I feel that now if you put Brett Brown in another situation, I think it'll be okay. But in this type of situation right now, I just think right now he's just overmatched. He's gonna be overmatched, and you'll probably see it as Simmons comes, and as Noel and all those other guys come, and next year when they get that off guard that we've been talking about, because they're gonna get that off guard. I'm telling you, they're gonna get this when they get this off guard in the draft. It's gonna be a wrap. But as you see that all come together, I think we'll see more.
Now I'm gonna tell you something because we just got to talk about Josh Hart, right? Listen, follow me here. Follow me here.
Okay.
Follow me here.
All right.
So listen,
you're getting to something there. Okay.
Yeah. So this all I always think
you're gonna map it out for us. Okay, go ahead.
Map it out for you. Okay?
All right, go ahead.
So say Brett Brown strategy, Colangelo don't see improvement, right? Simmons is healthy, he plays. Regardless of what Rich Paul, his agent, says, I don't even talk about that.
Go ahead.
All right. So say Embiid, Noel, Simmons, they play. You see a little bit mixed in here and there with Sarge. You can't forget about him as well. He starts to find his role as well. They all really complement each other. But say Colangelo and them want to make a move.
Okay.
I wouldn't just make a move for anybody.
Right.
There's one person.
Okay.
One person that I would make a move for.
In the league right now?
No.
Okay.
Good-looking guy.
Coaching or player?
Coaching.
Okay.
Coach. Good-looking guy. Wears suits.
What's that got to do with it?
He's very clean cut.
Okay.
Doesn't really sweat. It's calm under pressure.
Okay.
And his teams don't always have the best talent.
I know you're not going to say George Karl.
No.
Okay,
I said he's not in the league.
Okay.
Doesn't have any NBA experience. His teams always don't have the best talent.
Okay.
But his teams always pay attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
And you could pick up this other guy to fit right into the system and help acclimate Ben Simmons and Embiid to it.
Okay. Drum roll.
And he's pretty close.
Go ahead.
You should have got it by now. And he has ties to Josh Hart.
Wow. Interesting. That's
the
very
one guy.
That's very interesting.
If you can't put it out there, if you don't have to put it together, I'm talking about Jay Wright.
That's an interesting point. Now, but do you,
I think Jay Wright would take this job if offered to him.
But honestly, do you think? And I know you're saying that he would, but listen, you're creaming a crop right now. You're bringing cats in. Listen, they just got. I can't remember the guy's name. They just got him. I think it's either this year or next year. Next year coming in, top 5. He's a top 5 guard. And they got him over Duke in North Carolina. When have you ever seen that? Top prospect. I can't remember.
Oh, you talking about Villanova?
Yeah, Villanova. Jay Wright. But that's my point.
But
my point is, do you think doing what he's doing at Villanova, do you actually see him saying, "All right, I'm gonna leave what I built"? Because he built this. He built this.
Yes.
So you're saying to me,
yes,
you're saying to everybody out there,
essentially, he's coaching a college team. You have to think. Mm-hmm. You have Embiid, you have Simmons.
Okay.
None of these guys are over 21, 22 years old.
That's a very intriguing point. I mean,
you get Josh Hart.
That would be very interesting.
The swing player. There you go. Your perimeter defender. He could probably be a 2 for you off the ball. He can shoot. He can knock down an open shot.
And he could. I think if anybody could do it at all the coaches right now, young coaches or those mid-level coaches in college basketball, Jay Wright would be that guy because I think the players will respect him coming in. You know,
when have you ever
sort of what Billy Donovan did? Sort of what Billy Donovan did with Oklahoma City.
Right, that's what I'm saying. When have you ever seen Jay Wright get outcoached?
Very seldom. Haven't seen it.
So you tell me, you see what Brad Stevens has done. You see what Billy Donovan's done.
It's a good point, yeah.
And you have young players that you are able to mold and still grow, and he knows how to use that talent. And he's always hasn't worked with the sharpest tools in the shed, but he still makes wins. Yeah. He still gets wins. He's built the program. And once again, we've seen how he acts under pressure.
Yeah, I mean that's a very interesting point. I mean that's something that could happen. I just think the writing eventually will be on the wall shortly within the next 4 to 5 months.
Brett, this is it for Brett Brown.
I mean, and part of me feels bad for him, but then part of me says this is business. I mean, it is. I mean, listen. I mean, right now with the Colangelos coming in, they're looking. You gotta understand. Listen, I'm a Phoenix guy also, so I know the Colangelos. I know the whole background, and they want results. And they want results.
Yeah, they show the track record. They will fire a coach.
They will fire a coach. And after a while, if Brett Brown's not getting it done, man, I mean, you're a nice guy, but nice guys sometimes finish last, unfortunately.
Jay Wright makes sense because of the fact of he's here. He already knows the fan base here.
Now, what about this? And I did shoot it down, but I did say somebody like a mid-level guy, a guy that has been in the league for a long time, a guy that can come in and get your team. You may have him for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then you bring out the coach that you really want. George Karl kind of doesn't make sense. Let me say why. Let me tell you why.
I don't see it between George Karl and Brett Brown.
You said you don't see the difference? No. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you do.
Because I mean, I don't need. This is my thing.
Don't go by the Sacramento situation.
No, I'm not.
That was a bad situation.
I'm talking about Denver.
Denver was a great situation for him.
It was a great situation.
At one point, they were one of the top teams.
I don't need you to get me to the playoffs. Our talent is going to do that. I don't need.
Yeah, but you need somebody. You need somebody that's going to
go home.
But you need somebody that's going to. I mean, Jay Wright does make sense a lot more than Karl. But if you in short term, I'm not thinking long term. I'm thinking short term right now. Karl could be that guy to bring everybody together. Right now, you don't have that.
But Karl could.
You don't have that right now.
Karl could be the one to bring everybody together, but Karl also has other options. If you get Jay Wright is home. He's not going to leave.
Listen, if you can get Jay Wright, then by all means do it. But I'm saying if you cannot get Jay Wright,
then don't make the move.
So you stick with Brett Brown.
Yeah, I would have those back closet conversations with Jay Wright. Plant that seed and have a commitment with him in place before I even let go of Brett Brown.
I don't know, man. I just think
you can't do this move with uncertainty.
I mean, watching, and we're going to talk about it right now. We might as well, I don't know if we have to take a break or not, but watching, we do got to take a break. All right, so we'll take a break. I was going to say, watching the Ben Simmons documentary, which we'll talk about.
We'll get to that on the other side.
We'll talk about, okay, we'll take a break.
When we come back to the other side, we'll talk about Ben Simmons documentary, One and Done, and how we both view it. I think we're very similar on that. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of different variations. Pete, that's Aaron Philly Sports Guy, Division Network. Yeah. Take us out, Keith.
Hey!
No.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. the way it always should be, the way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
My dream job is to run and manage my own spa one day.
To be the general manager for the Jumeirah Hotel in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
I feel that Mercier has prepared me very well for my future in the hospitality industry.
The kitchen is incredible.
You are planning the meal, doing all the costing and the recipes. You're in charge of everything going on in the kitchen.
They really do get you prepared, and they want to make sure that you have a job after college.
When it comes to injuries,
they're not all created equal.
That's why at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine,
our team of doctors will coordinate and customize your care
to provide the best treatment options using the area's most advanced medical technology.
All with one goal in mind.
To get you back in the game.
We call life.
Pain-free.
Drug-free.
Surgery-free. That's what we do here at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine.
Get better faster.
Stay better longer.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions.
Welcome back. Pete, man. That's Aaron, Philly Sports Guys. We left off. Go ahead, Keith, put it up there.
Yeah.
We talking about the Ben Simmons documentary.
Right.
One and done, Showtime special. They chronicled him. Pretty much his sister and them put it together as really for scouts to show his path to the NBA.
Right.
And people who said that he was disinterested, the best player in the league.
I for one said that.
Why would you? Why does he look like he doesn't want to play? And essentially, in his opinion, he lost a year of his life. Like now,
that's how he felt. Though.
That's how he felt.
That's how he felt.
He never portrayed himself as wanting to go to school. He
wanted to be in the league.
He wanted to be in the league.
That's
and
what
he was good enough to be in the league.
Absolutely.
By the time he graduated high school at Mount Verdi, it's different. So when you force him to go to college for a year, especially in that type of program when they had talent, but they had no direction from the coach. I think his name was Johnny
Jones or Jimmy Jones, something like that. He's
so
I'm just being honest.
And then you can see the respect that he had on campus and what he had to do, put himself through. We seen him when he was going to that. It was
signing autographs.
Taking
I know
pictures.
it's part of it, but it's like you want to be when you have your heart and your mind set out for something. As a little boy, as a little girl, little boys, we all have certain things we want to do in life. And then when you're almost at that top, you're about to reach that peak, and you know that you're there, and you can be there. Right. It wears on you, and you could tell. Just from some of the things that he was in the actual documentary, which was an excellent piece, man.
Shout out to his dad. Shout out to his dad. I mean, he met Ben Simmons' mom,
right?
And she already had 4 kids of her own, 2 boys, 2 girls. He took them in.
Right.
Ben was born. I think they had the older sister first. Then they had Ben. And he said worked on his game, and his dad really knew when it left off. And his dad did a really good job of not showing any emotion towards the end. Of the actual documentary, when he said, "Look, this is him now, and it just hurts. It's just different that he won't need you anymore."
Right.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go through it.
Yeah, and you could tell, like some of the things he was saying. He could say, when he first coming up, going to Mount Verdi, he would look to him for certain answers, to him for certain things. He said, but at this point right now, and he said in the documentary, he said, as you said, he doesn't really. And some he doesn't need me
on a basketball level.
On a basketball level, he doesn't need me as much anymore because he knows kind of what to do. But I learned. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I just want to say this. I learned a new respect.
Shout out to Ben Simmons' sister. Yeah. No disrespect, Michael Bush, but
but listen, I learned a new respect from Ben Simmons, man. And I have to be honest. I was one of those guys, and we talked about it early in the year. At times, it showed that he was disinterested. But now, after watching that, I can understand why he was interested. He didn't want to be there, you know.
He wanted to play against better competition.
Right. And I think the one thing I can say, one thing I like about this situation is him coming into Philly. Yes. Is he has a great support system, and unfortunately, a lot of these young players
Brett Brown is a part of that support system.
But a lot of these young players don't have that support system, the family support system. And he's one of those guys. He has a great upbringing. He has a family upbringing, and I think he gets it. And you can see it in the documentary. He's one of those guys. Those young guys. Some of these young guys don't get it, but he gets it. And just taking from this whole situation, I'm actually excited. It gave me a new revere for excitement for the Sixers and for Ben Simmons because. Listen,
I can't wait till January.
This the real, yeah. But this dude,
I cannot wait. I know.
Can't wait, man. He's the real deal,
man.
Feel
like I want him. I know he hasn't been made available to speak, but when he does, I want the reporters to ask him like, how bad do you want to play? Not just because you love the game of basketball, but from what you see, wouldn't it be? How would you feel as if you were fit on the floor? Because I think those two dudes together for defenses. It would have been like literally the next time that Minnesota and the Sixers.
I'm hoping is when he's back.
But I'm talking about for the league itself.
Oh, just in general. Okay.
And for the league in general, so we talked about it with Dak and Wentz. We talked about it for the league. That could be a rivalry for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
You can see Minnesota's in the West. We're in the East. You could be talking 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
You have those big three,
which is crazy.
Levine, Wiggins, Big Cat. You can have Simmons, you can have Embiid, and you can have
the new guy that's coming up.
Yeah,
because right now, if you look at it, we talked about it off camera. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm saying it now. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you talking about the Sixers this year, and they're gonna be this." I'm saying to you guys right now, mark on your calendar, if the Sixers get this guy, and I'm thinking that they're going to get this off shooting guard.
Well, you were talking about John Wall too,
and that's another thing we'll talk about. But if they get this guy. That's going to be the third key. It's the third key to the puzzle. I'm telling you, the Sixers are going to be that team. Now, keep in mind, LeBron's getting up in age. LeBron's only going to play, I would say maybe 5 years.
He's 31 years old.
He's 31. Maybe I would say about 6 years. But I'm talking about productive years. LeBron has about 4 productive years left. So by that time it's coming around, the Sixers are going to be creeping in. And y'all remember what I tell you, the Sixers are going to be that team to beat.
Now, speaking of Ben Simmons' support system, and you just brought him up, LeBron. He has an inner drive within himself.
Yes.
And his family, especially his sister.
Yes.
His older sister, I think her name was
Emily.
Yes. Who was handling all his financial transactions, has receipts and everything. So the NCAA can't come back and sanctions for anything like that. She was laying the groundwork by working with Rich Paul's company as a consultant.
Right.
And now her sole purpose
Clutch Sports
is her. It's Simmons. It's her, Simmons. She controls everything. But by that relationship with Rich Paul, melded right into working with LeBron.
Yes.
And I don't care what anybody says about LeBron. And if you like him, you hate him. It does not matter. You
can't talk about him business-wise.
You cannot talk about him business-wise, and you cannot question his work ethic.
Not at all.
He will not be outworked. He's not a lazy superstar.
Right. And by the way, they have been working out this offseason.
This whole time.
And they're going to be working together since they have the same manager on a regular basis. So watch this. Listen, you're working with the best player in the league, the best player in the world. So that's going to trickle down. This guy, listen, I'm telling you guys have to watch this documentary. It's probably one of the best documentaries you will ever see. I mean, it gives you newfound respect for Ben Simmons, but it gives you a newfound respect for some of those athletes that just get it. And he gets it. So the fact that he's going to be working out with LeBron, I'm telling you, man, this is a great thing for Philly, man.
And they play it right, and the Sixers has to play it right. To where he comes with that rookie deal, this is him and Embiid.
Yes.
Should never put on another team's uniform.
They should be intertwined together.
No, but I'm talking about they should never play for nobody else but the Sixers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should be interlocked together. There's no reason why they shouldn't be interlocked
and listen,
together.
real quick, I want to give a shout out to our hometown boy, second AL MVP, Mike Trout.
Mike Trout, yeah.
Shout out to you, man. I met you personally. One-on-one, we met several times, played basketball with you, played knockout. You're a true athlete. You're a true testament to what the good nature of South Jersey could be.
Wish me in Philly, but it ain't gonna happen.
he could be traded this year. I'm not even talking about that. Enjoy your off season, man. go out there, hunt, hit some golf balls, do your thing, man. It's well deserved. Hats off to you.
He hunts?
Yeah, he hunts like crazy.
Really?
He hunts like crazy.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he hunts like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was just thinking that.
I wouldn't be surprised if him and Carson Wentz.
Now, let's keep it real. I don't know. I mean, I respect everyone that does that. I can't do that. I'm just not. Are you an outdoors guy?
Outdoors, I've hunted before.
You hunted before? Well, more power to you. I'm just saying.
This is something that's peaceful.
Man. I mean, I'm quite sure it is.
It's
but
cold. It's
but
peaceful,
I'm one of those dudes. I look at my surroundings. And I don't want a bear or anything coming up on me.
Nah, there's really no bears out there.
There ain't no bears out there?
Nah, it's really, if anything, you're going to have more unsuccessful attempts than you're going to have successful attempts.
Well, maybe
A lot of times it's out there you just with the guys and you're talking.
That's probably the camaraderie and all that, the bonding and all that. But hey, more power to you guys. You guys got that.
Look, so basketball we talked about.
Yes.
College and pros. Talked about. Shout out to Mike Trout. Shout out also to Chris Bryant. I mean, might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Won the World Series. When that.
Only right.
Shout out to Kate Upton, man, because you was absolutely right.
Is she the ultimate MVP?
Ultimate MVP. Oh, my God.
You are the real MVP.
Justin Verlander, you need to put a ring on that right now.
Is she the real quarterback?
Not now, but right now.
Is she the real quarterback? Speaking of real quarterbacks, did anybody see Tony Romo? I know we're a little bit off. We're off the topic right now. It just came to mind when I said, "Are you a real quarterback?" Did anybody see that 6 minutes? 6 minutes and 14 cents of that.
The well-scripted statement.
The well-scripted. And a lot of people said, like on Facebook, I was listening to a lot of people out there. They're like, I really respect Tony Romo for what he did. Listen, Tony's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He knows the writing on the wall. He knows that the writing on the wall.
He wants to pass it gently.
His days are numbered.
Yeah, but I think he knows that if Dak doesn't mess up, that he's going to another team, and he's trying to make it an easy transition for them.
He'll be in Denver.
But he's also making it known, like, hey, I don't feel as if my career's over with.
Yeah, he'll be in Denver, New York. Watch what I tell you.
Or it could be Chicago.
Nah.
Or
would you want to go to Chicago?
He's from Chicago.
But they stink.
He's from Illinois.
Listen, you got to change.
He's already made enough money.
But the ultimate goal, and you're about to make my point. You made your money. If you made your money as an NFL player, what's your next goal? To win a chip.
Yeah, rings.
So I'd rather go to either Denver with DeMarcus Ware, or I can go Denver. I actually want to go to the New York Jets. I'll go to Denver.
Well, if you go to the Jets, you got Forte, you got Marshall.
Well, yeah, and then the good defense. So maybe, I would maybe go to the Jets. Right. So I mean, we'll see.
But moving forward, we had Eagles and Falcons. We'll talk about this, the dominated Eagles defense that they did. I mean, I had said it in my bowling league Sunday morning. They said, "Well, Pete, what are you looking for? What are you looking at?" I said, "How they gonna stop Julio?" I said, "I think Julio's gonna have a very similar game to what Antonio Brown had at Pittsburgh, which had probably 10, 12 catches, over 100 yards, but keep him out the end zone."
Yes.
What exactly happened? Julio's line was 10 catches, 135 yards. Oh,
AB
had 12 catches, 140 yards. Same exact thing. I mean, it was kept everything in front of you. So I mean, it's a very good win. Pound the football, and because Atlanta's defense is really based on speed. And what are you doing when you speed? You don't want to use side. You don't want to go horizontal. You want to go straight
at him, straight at him,
because you can overpower. And I don't know if you noticed that Pro Football Focus has the Eagles' offensive line ranked as the second offensive line.
Yes, I did see that.
Right behind Dallas.
I did see that.
It's Dallas, Philly, Oakland, and then that leads me to my preview. Oh, well, before we
let me
go ahead.
Let me do my recap.
Get your recap in.
Real quick. I was really, really, really excited to see the fact that they ran the ball. And we've been discussing it for the last 3 to 4 or 5 weeks. And I've been saying what the formula is, and they finally, I don't know if someone heard me. I don't know. I'm just patting myself on the back a little bit, doing a little hurrah, But I said it. 15 to 16 times a game with Matthews, 5 to 6 times with Smallwood, maybe 2 to 3 with Sproles. Played great defense. Carson Wentz, make maybe 1 or 2 plays a game.
You love Carson Palmer.
No. That's the formula. That's the formula, ladies and gentlemen. That's the formula. So if and I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna go into the new game going into Seattle, but I'm gonna just preview real quick. If they do the same thing, and I know and you made an excellent point, which is very true with those fast defense, because Seattle's built the same way. A la Dan Quinn, but much better.
A lot better.
But still, there's still just if any defense you go against, even if you're a good defense, if you run the ball at a defense, after a while, it's going to wear that speedy defense down. So the bottom line is what they did is the formula. It's got to be the same formula every week. You run the ball.
I don't
you
like
play
every
good.
week.
That's not right now. Right now, until Carson develops more. Right. I'm saying
against teams built,
that has to be the formula.
Teams built with a speed defense like that. Yeah, you want to run the ball out of it.
Absolutely.
But this is my thing.
Absolutely.
So, I didn't like the fact that we really didn't go to wide receivers. I understand everybody killing Nelson Aguilar. Jordan Matthews had a decent game, especially in the first half. But at the end of the first half, cannot drop that over the middle like that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So that's still.
We got to figure out. We have to figure out how to get Dorial Greenbeck involved, man. We have to figure out. We have to figure out. And I know he said what he said this week about and we're going to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about the fact that he said that he's not getting enough touches, and I like that. I kind of like that from him.
I like that. If he would have stopped there, I get it. But you don't say, okay, where in the film where we all see where the ball's supposed to go, we all can see it's supposed to go to me. I don't like that. Don't throw shade on your quarterback.
But I want that. Because we haven't had that in a long time. When's the last time we had that?
But he's not that guy.
We don't know that. Right now we're saying that.
No, because you can
right
tell.
Now we're saying that.
If you watch the All-22, you can watch some of the All-22. When he's not the first read, he doesn't bust it. He
becomes disinterested.
He becomes disinterested. He's not. He's loafing around on his route, not thinking that if the first read isn't there, maybe Carson can come to me. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I said he's not that guy. Lead by example. You said it. He said in practice we got to get on the same page. So I understand. Step out there, say that. I'm glad that you want the ball, but you got to bust it in practice now. And now since you done said this, the microscope is even on you now hard.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the writing was on the wall right now. I mean, a lot of fans are getting upset because they feel as though, dude, you're 6'5", you're 230, and you're not producing.
But that's what I'm saying.
So he's got it. Listen, I don't know whether it be Malcolm Jenkins. I don't know who the leaders are on the offensive side, but
Jason Peters.
But he's got to be that guy to say, listen, dude, you got to get it together, man. We need you. Right, we need you to step up,
What they need to say to him is pull him aside like, look, shut up. You don't use that form to say it. And if you feel like that, prove it to it in practice.
Well, I think Malcolm Jenkins is one of those guys that will do that. Yeah. So maybe he did get to him and say, listen, man, young fella.
Especially the coaches, too.
There's a code of conduct, and there's a standard that we have as players. I know you're in your second year, because keep in mind he's a second-year guy.
I think he's even underperforming now more than he did this first year.
And then also, you got to keep in mind, he's always been a man everywhere he's been. So now, and 2 years in a row, he hasn't been a man. So now he's trying to say, okay, well, I feel like I'm still the man. It's not showing. But he's got to figure it out, man. Because guess what? If he doesn't figure it out, he's going to be unemployed in the next 2 years.
Going to be unemployed. But listen, that was my only thing. I wanted to see more from the wide receivers against Atlanta. But I understand with that offense, you wanted to keep them off the field, and the best way to do that is running the ball.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, preview 24 hours from now.
Yes, sir.
It'll be about 3 hours to game time.
4:25.
4:25. And listen, all the people out there, Seattle, this, that, and the third, I get it. They've been doing it for a long time. But listen, from what you saw from New England, how they played and they dropped 8-9 in the coverage, New England does not have a damn pass rush.
Nah.
At all. They don't have a pass rush.
They don't.
At all. They are ranked 29th in the league pass rush. And then guess what? Seattle's offensive line, Pro Football Focus has a rank of 29th.
Yeah.
You have Ufetti. You have some guy.
Gant,
who
West Kentucky basketball player. Well, I remember. He was pretty good.
Yeah, and you have him, basketball player. You have another guy come off of injuries. So the defensive line, for us to win this game,
they got to
listen. I don't think people who say it's going to be a blowout.
No, it's not going to be a blowout.
No, because
the line is 6.5, and I think the line's going to be. I think the line's too high.
That's the Eagles. That's the Eagles line.
It's 6. No, that's Vegas. It's 6.5.
No, I'm saying, but that's the Eagles line.
Yeah.
I will put my money on the Eagles to cover.
Yeah.
They may not win the game, but I put them on the cover. But listen, we got to take a break.
Man.
We got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll jump in more into the Eagles Seahawks. We'll give you our other picks for this week for the other games in the NFC East this week. Philly Sports Guys with a Vision Network.
Yes.
Stick with us. Give our predictions.
Yeah.
So the games.
I'm gonna get my quick preview of Seattle.
Welcome back. We left off. We were right into it, talking about the Seahawks and the Eagles game for tomorrow. It's 30% chance of rain. They do expect some rain. It's artificial turf, so it's not going to be really soggy and sloppy, but it could get a little slick.
Right.
And we just pretty much left off like the biggest matchup that goes in our favor is our defensive line against the offensive line.
Yeah,
I don't think Gant can block and Randy Graham.
No. I mean, listen, they're going to eat all day. I think the key is basically we're going to rush a lot. We're going to rush forward. But I think Schwartz needs to mix it up a little bit. Bring it.
Well, you see, dropping 8 and 9 in coverage. 8 and 9 in coverage, it didn't work.
Right. So they need to throw in. Let's see McLeod come in a couple times.
Yes.
Let's see Hicks is actually great on the blitz. Bring Hicks in
on the blitz.
But what happens is we got to be careful because Russell Wilson is looking more healthy now. He's about at 90% right now. If you look at it, that last game against the Patriots. Kind of had a little wiggle, So we have to be conscious of that.
You got to blitz.
You got to contain. You got to blitz. You got to man your actual holes. When you penetrate through holes, if you will. I know I'm saying a little differently, but your assignments, if you will. Right. And I think by doing that, we can get some pressure on Russell.
They definitely got to have gap discipline. Now, as you see, we're not really talking about our offense over their defense. But at the same time, the formula that you did against Atlanta can have success. It's really you don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to give extra possessions to the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah. Their special team is suspect.
Yes. So you know what? And that's a great point. We could have maybe something. I think it's one of these games, and I'm just thought about when you said that, where we need our special teams to come up big. We might need a block punt. We may need a Sproles big return.
We definitely need.
We need something like that.
We need to be able to change the. We need to be able to change the field of possession.
A Barner kickoff return.
Maybe to the 40, maybe to 50. Take it to the house.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that they fit. We really can go into look at that special teams as a weapon, as because the offense, as you said, maybe Dorial Greenbacker could do something, but I don't want Carson to be throwing 50-50 balls against Richard Sherman. And listen, please. The biggest thing is, and I heard Sal Powell say, is come out of this game, even if you lose, come out of this game whole. No key injuries to any key players.
You got the big stretch coming up.
You got the big stretch coming up, and you see how Earl Thomas lit Gronkowski up. Gronk is actually out.
Yo, did you see that?
He's not playing tomorrow.
I think he's going to be out 2 games.
Yo.
He said that's the hardest he's ever been hit. Ever. And listen, people.
Zach Ertz can't take that.
Gronk is 6'6", 260?
260.
Easy. So he's not a little scrawny little dude.
Right, but you can take advantage. You can try to stretch it. You know Seattle's going to like to play that cover 3 zone and going to give you the stuff underneath. I think Sproles, I love Sproles, but listen, at the same time, I don't know if Michael Bennett's playing or not. He may play, he may not. But listen, you got Thomas, you got Chancellor, you got Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be a problem for us because Bobby Wagner is one of the best coverage linebackers in the league.
So underrated.
He's one of the best, probably the best.
Yeah, but I still think Sproles could be. I just think it's a matchup problem.
Right. But I don't mean to cut you short. But one of the key things we're missing is the seam. Is the seam is going to be big.
But you know who got that seam though?
Thomas. No, but they were talking. I actually listened to a couple of people say this online and on radio. They're a little bit weak. They're actually weak as far as covering the seam. Thomas and Chancellor. So it could be a day where you might see
now Ron Jaworski
said and Morton and Burton rather, excuse me.
Ron Jaworski said it best. It's 2 different things that is different. Forget Doug Peterson was the offensive coordinator for Kansas City.
Okay.
2014, Kansas City played Seattle. It was 2 factors that aren't really going for us in our favor. Where Kansas City had Jamal Charles.
Yes.
No, you understand?
They don't have that. Go ahead.
And they were also in Kansas City.
Yes.
Well, I actually remember picking my football pool pick that week because I actually won my pool that week.
Okay.
And I picked Kansas City to beat Seattle. Now, our defense is on the back and on the secondary isn't on the same level, but the defensive line is.
Yes.
The linebackers are very, very close.
Similar.
Very, very close.
Similar.
So Doug Peterson was there when they installed the game plan. It was very successful. So I'm not that's why I said the blowout. No, I can't see the game getting out of hand.
Whoever's saying that's they got to stop that because it's not. It's listen, Seattle's not built like that. I mean, yes, they have CJ Precise. They got Jimmy Graham starting to come to his own.
This is his first start. CJ Precise's first start.
Listen, CJ Precise is a player, and Graham is starting to come out. He's starting to fill him into the offense.
He didn't practice a couple days to rest his knee.
However, they're not built like that to blow out teams. That's just not what they do. So this is going to be one of those games where it's going to be tight. So everyone that's saying that, stop it. It's going to be a tight game.
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's because of the fact of with Graham, I really just. He doesn't practice a lot, but that's because they really have him on like a pitch count with his knee, and I understand that. But the nonverbal communication goes into it too. Carson isn't going to be able to yell, kill. So I hope they've been working on that. Practice with a lot of noise because that place is going to be rocking.
They have.
The place is going to be rocking. So real quick, we got to get into it. Like you said, I have some
press for time.
Press for time.
Yes.
Got to take a big test myself.
Yes.
Personally, so wish me luck, everybody out there.
Yes.
But listen,
we're picking them, right?
We're picking
real quick.
So no, but Eagles, Seahawks. I mean, look, even with that being said, I think the Eagles have a very, very good chance to upset and win this game. That's what my heart says, but my head says, look, I just think Seattle's going to make a couple more plays. And listen, if we would have told you at the beginning of the season, through 10 games, they've been 5-5, you'd have took that. So I think that's what we're going to be looking at on Monday. Unless we do something where we're in a position to win the game, if we don't grasp it, I'll be upset. But if they just get beat by a better team,
then it is what it is.
It is what it is. So a Haskell field goal, I would probably say, I'm going to say 2017.
Okay. I'm actually feeling the same way you're feeling right now. It's going to be a tight game. Again, it's going to be a defensive game. It's going to be one of those games where it could come down to one or two plays. Seattle's one of those teams where they could get aggressive and try to intimidate us, but they're not going to. So it's going to be neck and neck. So, listen, if we can get a play from our special team, Sproles, Barner, one of those guys, you never know. It could go either way. I mean, but honestly, like you said, your heart saying it. I mean, I honestly feel the same way. I do have Seattle winning 2017, though.
Okay. So then now we're going to go with Jared Goff's first start.
Yeah.
L.A. versus Miami. L.A.
About
at
time,
home.
finally.
Goff's first start. Gurley there, who's having a really lackluster season. I just see Miami keep rolling.
Yeah, they're rolling, man.
4 straight. Kiko Alonso with the run back.
Kiko.
The 55-yard game.
And Maxwell had an interception.
So I see Miami winning that game. I think Goff will do okay. I think he'll do okay because he's had 10 weeks to really sit there and watch.
Right.
And get acclimated with the system and NFL. So I like Miami in that one.
Okay. All right, real quick. It's going to be a tight game. Low-scoring game. Actually, I talked to my buddy about it, Ben Turok. I shout out to Ben Turok. And, we discussed it. And Miami's rolling right now. They're the changes Gates made, got those guys playing, firing off the ball. So, honestly, Goff, you're probably going to see a lot of Gurley. I know Gurley, like you said, hasn't been really playing, but you're going to see Gurley have about 25 carries this game. Goff will be probably a game manager, see what he does out there. But I have Fins winning 23-17.
Okay. We'll go Oakland, Houston, Mexico City Monday night.
Yeah.
I like
nice.
I like Oakland this game. I mean, they showed me something when they played Denver, and they had a chance to not have a trap game because they had that bye week to really soak it in and then prepare since Wednesday, get back to practice, put their starter game plan. Like the offensive line. I mean, I like Houston's defensive line as well. They match up pretty well. I just think Oakland's going to make the better plays.
Yeah.
And I think by far Oakland has the better quarterback.
Yeah.
Brock Osweiler stinks. Stinks.
So you got Oakland winning. Okay. I'm actually going to pick it back off that, too. I mean, right now, Oakland's looking like a fierce machine. It's weird to say that because it's been like 10 years, 10, 15 years, right?
They're not winning a division. They're not leading.
No, but they're in the playoffs.
No, I'm saying right now,
they're not leading. No, this is the best division in the league. I mean,
Kansas
besides the NFC East, this is the best division. Yeah. So I mean, right now, I think it's good for NFL, Mexico City, get more fans out there. There's a lot of Raider fans out there in Mexico City. Yeah. I just think Osweiler, man.
El Chapo gonna be at the game.
Yeah, probably. Osweiler, man, I don't know. I just want to be like him when I grew up. He just pulled the ultimate heist. Get on that money, but needless to say, here or there, Texans winning 27. Raiders winning 27-10.
All right, and then now we got Big D coming off that last-second win against Pittsburgh last week. You got Ravens, Dallas. Listen, man, quiet as kept. The Ravens are right at the shit, man. You got Suggs and them boys
playing, man.
That's the big defensive line versus the Dallas offensive line. It's gonna be a great matchup. Number one run defense. Listen, I think Dallas can edge it out just because from what I've seen, their home, how Dak is playing. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore go in there and still win. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas is already looking ahead to facing Washington next Thursday on Thanksgiving. You know, you got a short week with your division rival who also playing well. So look, man, Dallas. Look, all right. So
you're not saying it from hate standpoint, keeping it real.
I'm gonna pick Baltimore to win the game.
We're saying it from a broadcasting standpoint. It's not no hateration.
I can see Baltimore
Holleration in this Dance Street Cowboy fans. No hateration.
Because what it is Baltimore coming off the bye week. Not a bye week. They played Cleveland on Thursday. Cleveland. So
that's a bye week. Go ahead.
So they had 3 extra days to rest and prepare, and they seen Dallas, they seen Zeke, all this hype. You know, it's like 1993 all over again.
You got the Ravens.
I got the Ravens.
All right, real quick. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Bold prediction. You heard it first. Ravens will be playing in the AFC Championship against the Patriots. Remember I said that, ladies and gentlemen. Remember I said that. All right, it's a bold prediction, but this is the game right here. This is going to be the game that makes it happen for them to turn that corner. They're going to turn a corner. They're going to get the wheels turning. They're going to go back to the formula. The formula with the Ravens, everyone knows the Ravens is play great defense, mistake-free football. Yeah. Flacco make plays here and there, 2 or 3 plays here and there, maybe touchdown here and there. They got Steve Smith. He's still churning. Like I said, this is the game that the Ravens turn that other piece. They get to that next point, and they get to the AFC Championship. I'm telling you. So I know the Cowboys is rolling, but I think this is going to be a tough game for you guys.
This is going to be a little speed. It's going to be a speed one.
It's going to be a tough game. I'm not going to say it's a trap game because it's not. But I mean, I don't know. You could go either way, but I'm not going to say that because I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to say this. The Ravens will win this game, and I'm going to go. It's going to be a nice scoring game. It's going to be about 31, 20, 24.
And
I'm really seeing that.
Be careful, Cowboys, because I think y'all can start running into some problems. If you lose this one,
I'm gonna say
if you really haven't had to face adversity this year so far, because now you got so you figure Baltimore, you got Washington at home, then you go on the road to Minnesota. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
They'll win Minnesota. So
Minnesota now our pick is looking better.
Yeah, it's looking good, man.
I told you that.
It's looking good.
Told you that. So look, we both got the Ravens winning. Mm-hmm. I mean, real quick, we're gonna go into it. We got one more game to pick, and that's Buffalo, Cincinnati. I like Buffalo, Cincinnati. I don't know what you're doing.
Buffalo, all the way.
Marvelous. We
only got to go into it. Buffalo. Yeah, it's a wrap.
And listen, man, real quick, my YGTG.
Yes.
But we kind of hit it. Was Green Beckham. That was mine.
That was yours?
That was mine.
Okay.
Because I just don't feel like it just. I get it from asking for the ball, but then when you start really going out your way to say it's the quarterback's fault while you not getting the ball, but you running sluggish. But really, yes, you got to read it.
I got to look into it.
Now your YTG.
Yeah, my YTG was really good one. I mean,
it is a good play.
And listen, I mean, you know, I come back from we both come from great backgrounds. Parents taught us to do the right thing, respect our elders, say the right things in public, but. Mr. DeAndre Levy, please, I don't know where you at. Come to the front of the building, my friend. DeAndre Levy plays for the Detroit Lions, everyone. Linebacker, excellent Pro Bowler. He's been hurt a little bit the whole year.
He's practicing.
He's coming back, though.
He's playing this week.
Prolific linebacker, probably one of the best linebackers. He can just move. He's
out of
fierce.
Wisconsin.
Out of Wisconsin.
If you don't remember, to give him a little background.
Right. So, a couple years ago, 4, 5, 6 years ago? All right, so he played for Wisconsin. Wisconsin, as you remember, played Penn State that game. So this is the game where Joe Paterno broke his leg, and there's a play that ran into him. So this week, he was talking about the game coming up, and he discussed Joe Paterno. So he said if he had to do it all over again with that play where he actually hurt Joe Paterno, broke his leg, ran into him, he would do it again. He said he feels as though he actually despises him. He doesn't respect him because he had an actual child molester in his locker room in Sandusky. And he said because of that, he has no respect for him. And if he had to do it over again, he'd do it 10 times. Yeah. So my thing is, you know, just your thought on everything. Yeah. I mean, how can you think like that? Your process. And listen, Joe Paterno was wrong. Right. You know, he knew the situation. He was totally wrong for that.
But you know, linebackers is a little out there anyway, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that. But I mean,
you look at James Harrison.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Vontaze Burfict.
Charlie ain't crazy.
Shit.
He's not.
He ain't crazy, but I can see him saying feeling something.
Not like that. That's malicious.
All right, Luke Kuechly. You see it with him?
Nah, he wouldn't say nothing like that, though.
He wouldn't say it, but I'm not. You can see the difference between saying it and thinking it. How many people thought that but wouldn't say it? I'm not saying they're all one and the same. Yeah. But you got to be wired a little bit differently to play a linebacker.
That is true. You do have to have that crazy streak.
Joey Porter.
Who never smiles. Seth Jordan smile.
No.
Yeah.
Terrell Suggs.
Yeah. You
I can keep going on and on.
But I mean, the point of the story
you
is
say it.
That's why I'm saying he's got to go. He's got to go. He's doing too much. Like you don't say that. You can think it like you're saying.
Don't say it.
But you gonna say if you had to do it again, you run the man over. The guy was like 88 years old. Yeah. He's got to go.
Gotta go.
Too
Listen,
much, man.
We gotta get out of here, but I just want to take this time and say, look, as Thanksgiving's coming right around the corner, we won't see you again before Thanksgiving. And I want to say, on behalf of Radio Vision Network, myself and Aaron, we're thankful for giving us opportunity and rocking with us as much as we are. And there's only bigger things to come in the rest of 2016, 2017. It's been a great first year going through the football season. And I want to say, look, just safe travels out there to anybody that's going anywhere. I know Wednesday's a very big travel day.
Right.
Travel safely. Be thankful for what you have and what you don't have.
Because a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't have family.
A lot of people don't have it.
We take this.
But your family could be your friends,
absolutely.
your co-workers, whatever that relationship is. Family just doesn't have to be blood. It could be whatever you built it to be.
Don't take things for granted.
From us to you, we want to say thank you and have a very, very, very happy Thanksgiving. Very happy holiday season.
Safe travels, people. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive, peoples.
Yes.
Be safe. Please.
I'm going out Wednesday. I know I'm turning up Wednesday somewhere. I will turn up safely.
You can turn up, but call an Uber or Lyft.
Yeah. Matter of fact, if you're in this area, you want to call Uber, hit up Don Robbins.
I'm about to do Lyft myself. I'm about to start Lyft. I got to make extra money. Hey, got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, man.
So listen, call a Lyft. Be careful out there, people.
All right. Till next time.